Have you been waking up tired, even after a full night of sleep? Do you find yourself staring at a list of things you need to do and feeling absolutely nothing? No urgency, no drive, not even guilt? And have you started to wonder if maybe, somewhere along the way, you just became a lazy person? Here's something worth considering before you accept that label. There is a very real difference between choosing not to do something and being completely emptied of the ability to do it. One is laziness. The other is burnout. And right now, more people than ever are confusing the two. A recent survey found that 65% of employees experienced burnout in 2023, with 72% reporting it was directly impacting their performance, and those are only the ones who recognized it for what it was. Millions more are sitting with the same exhaustion and calling it a personal failure. So, before you write yourself off, here are 6 major signs that what you're dealing with isn't laziness at all, but burnout. Number 1. Your body is exhausted, but your mind won't stop. Laziness feels like stillness. A lazy person settles comfortably into rest. They aren't troubled by it. But does that sound like you? Or does lying down feel more like being pinned, your body too heavy to move while your thoughts keep racing? When you're burned out, your mind is constantly running through everything you haven't done yet, creating a state of distraction that makes it nearly impossible to focus on any one thing. You're not choosing to switch off. You're running on empty and overheating at the same time. That's not laziness. That's a system that has been pushed far past its limit. Number 2. You used to show up differently. This is one of the clearest ways to separate burnout from laziness, and it's also one of the most overlooked. Laziness is a pattern. It shows up consistently, across time, across situations. A person who is truly lazy has never really been otherwise. But what about you? Was there a time not too long ago when you were the first one to volunteer? The one who stayed late? The one who actually cared? Burnout doesn't start with a lack of motivation. The motivation was there. It was used up. Your mind and body grew exhausted from the sustained effort of staying driven for so long. The absence of that energy now is not a character flaw. It's evidence of how much you gave. Number 3. The things you once loved now feel like weight. Think about something you used to genuinely enjoy. A hobby, a creative outlet, time with certain people, even your work. Now ask yourself honestly, when did it start to feel like a burden instead? That shift is one of the most painful and telling signs of burnout. A 2021 survey found that 79% of employees experienced burnout, with 26% reporting a loss of interest at work specifically, and that loss doesn't stay contained to work. It bleeds into everything. A lazy person doesn't lose interest in things they love. They simply avoid things they don't want to do. When burnout is present, even the things that once recharged you start to feel hollow. You might still show up for them, but you're not really there. Number 4. Small things are setting you off. Have you noticed yourself snapping at people over things that shouldn't matter that much? Feeling a flash of anger or frustration at the smallest inconvenience and then wondering where that came from. Research has found that persistent burnout is associated with heightened irritability, tension, sleep impairment, and elevated cortisol levels. Things that you would once have brushed off now feel like genuine provocations. A lazy person tends to be unbothered, relaxed, largely unaffected by the small frustrations of daily life. Someone in burnout is the opposite. They're raw, they're overstimulated, and they're often confused about why they can't seem to hold it together. Number 5. You've started pulling away from the people around you. This one is easy to miss because it doesn't always look dramatic. It might just be that you've been canceling plans more than usual, that you're slower to reply to messages, that being around people, even people you genuinely care about, started to feel like more than you can manage. A lazy person withdraws to relax and recharge on their own terms. Someone who is burnt out withdraws because they simply don't have the capacity left to show up, even for people who matter to them. There's also often a physical dimension here that gets dismissed. Changes in sleep, changes in appetite, headaches that seem to have no clear cause. These physical symptoms, appearing alongside emotional exhaustion, are a strong signal that your body is carrying far more stress than you've been giving it credit for. You're not antisocial, you're depleted. Number 6. This didn't happen overnight. It built slowly, in stages, while you kept going. While you kept telling yourself you just needed to get through this week, this project, this season. Researchers have identified 5 distinct stages of burnout. It begins quietly, a little more tired than usual, a little less enthusiastic, but still functioning. By the time it becomes what most people recognize as burnout, the mental and physical fatigue has grown severe enough to increase vulnerability to depression and anxiety. That gradual build is exactly why so many people mistake it for laziness. Because by the time they notice something is wrong, they've forgotten what it felt like before it started. You didn't choose this. You arrived here after a long road of overextending yourself. And that means there is also a road back. Recognizing these signs early matters. Not just for awareness, but because the earlier you catch it, the easier recovery becomes. If you see yourself in any of these points, please don't brush it off or convince yourself to simply try harder. That's not what your mind and body are asking for right now. Reach out to a mental health professional if you can. Talk to someone you trust, and start with the most basic thing, allowing yourself to believe that what you're feeling is real and that you deserve the help to get through it. If this video helped you see something more clearly today, give it a like. Leave a comment with what you're going through and share it with someone who might need to hear this. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Take care of yourself. You've earned it.